Browns general manager Andrew Berry was on 92.3 The Fans morning show, Ken Carman show with Anthony Lama. Talks about where Nick Chubb is in the rehabilitation process.
He's feeling pretty good. He's doing a really nice job in his rehab. Still got a long way to go, but he's progressing nicely. Given this point in time.
So how do you shape a running back room, knowing that he suffers this devastating injury?
That's another really good question. I think the most challenging, one of the biggest roster building challenges is when you're trying to plan out a position group when the availability of a player is unknown, whether it's because they're coming off a season-ending injury, whether it's because they maybe have some injury history where they're probably going to miss some games. That can be really tough to plan around. In those cases, we usually plan pretty conservatively in terms of called on the more negative side of the expectation for their availability, just because there's just more downside if you assume they're going to be on the front end of rehabilitation and we're going to build the roster that way, and then you get surprised. Positive surprises are always a good thing. So you want to kind of plan conservatively, even if you're being conservative in that moment.
So Quincy, it sounds like the Browns are going to make sure that they take it very slow. The message I got out of that is we're taking it slow with Nick Chubb.
Yeah, they're going to make sure that they view this in the long run instead of try to rush him back short term. We don't know what that looks like, right? We don't know if their conservative estimate is week 1 or if it's week 8, right? It's important to remember that we can make an assumption on what we think is a conservative estimate, but they're going to take this and they're going to go with medical advice, and they're going to make sure that things are progressing as they should. And I think this is something that we as Browns fans should just kind of patiently wait out instead of trying to speculate on.